Services. We are looking for a healthcare assistant and nurse to work in and around Devon and Cornwall. Why work for Indiana? We make sure you work when you want to work, hours that suit your lifestyle. And above all, we provide in-house training and competitive rates of pay. Pick up the phone and call us now on 01752 418 014 or head over to our Facebook page. Are you caring? Are you a team player and passionate about helping others? Here at Indiana Healthcare Services, we are looking for a healthcare assistant and nurse to work in and around Devon and Cornwall. Why work for Indiana? We make sure you work when you want to work, hours that suit your lifestyle. And above all, we provide in-house training and competitive rates of pay. Pick up the phone and call us now on 01752 418 014 or head over to our Facebook page.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Tendai Madume here, live at P-Town Radio, your station, my station, play my right now favorite station. We are live again on our, my second show, my favorite show of the day of the week. This is Business Talk. Tendai Madume, Jabo Butera, and now Stevie J in the building. We have now recruited a new member of this Business Talk, and we still need more. So if you are out there and you want to be part of this show, please don't forget to come and engage with us. Have a conversation around the table where small boys, big boys meet and have a conversation of life, around business, around entrepreneurship. This is the place to be, P-Town Radio. If you are listening to us right now, we just start our show, so please tell a friend that we are live. Tendai, Jabo, Butera, and Steve J are in the building here at P-Town Radio, your station, my station, play my right now favorite station. Before I introduce to my guest, let me just do the old due diligence, make sure that we are sounding good. It's important that you can hear us here at P-Town Radio, and it's also important that we put all the disclaimers out. The views and ideas expressed in the following program are only of myself and our guest. They are not views expressed by P-Town Radio as a radio station. So please do not come for our radio. We are here to make sure that we give you information. If you are also listening to myself on my TikTok page, don't forget to follow me. I'm live. It's Boo Boo Cuts, the man himself. I got two guys in the studio today. I put them together in one camera to make sure that they will never be separated. This is Steve J and Jabo Butera in one camp. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, yes. How are you doing?
We're good.
Yes?
Good. I'm happy for seeing you.
Yes.
Now.
Today is very interesting. You guys are looking very handsome. Mr. Butera, I like your top. Every time when you come on this top, you look a couple 10 years younger. How are you this afternoon?
I'm wondering, is that the coffee you're drinking that makes you becoming soft this afternoon? But it's amazing. I'm not complaining.
Okay.
I am embracing it.
Yeah.
I am appreciating it.
You're appreciating it.
Really, I'm wonderful.
Yes.
And I'm great to be asked that question.
Yes.
I'm doing well, and again, having friends
yes.
around.
Yes.
It's really important. So yes, I'm wonderful.
It is. Thank you very much for telling us how wonderful you are this week. How has been your week? Because listen, we gotta check on others. You might see people are doing well because they are sitting in a in a Passat, but they could be struggling. How are you, Jabo Butera?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
I'm doing good.
And how was your week?
I'm very always a very optimistic person.
Yeah.
I always see the life as a half full glass,
yeah,
or half empty, and that's the best way of looking at it.
That's correct.
Because challenges are there. I'm not saying I'm good. I never had challenges. I have challenges.
Yes, yeah.
But how do you step up again and saying, "Let's go"?
You go again.
It's because having friends like you.
I hope Steve J, you can see us.
Yes.
I know you have an incident with your glasses before we start our show.
Yes, my glasses broke.
How are you this?
See two Tendais instead of one.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. Yes, like Jabo said, it's been a tough week, but yes, I think sometimes challenges are good.
Soldier on.
Yeah, soldier on, because you need to go through the pain to be able to come out at the end and face the joy. So
yes.
I'm very, very optimistic about today.
Thank you very much. Today is an open discussion. We are having a conversation around three gentlemen who are supposedly be entrepreneurs which means they are the guys who are doing something in business, or they are recognized by the company house for doing something. That's how far we are going. And we are going to be talking around the joy, the difficulties of starting up a business or becoming an entrepreneur, the balance between being an entrepreneur and a husband and a father. How do you deal with it? So we're gonna have to buckle up.
And the man.
It's yes. And how do you do?
Man.
Yes,
Mental health.
we are also in November.
Mental health month.
You guys, are you doing November? I can see probably you are fakely doing it a little bit.
I'm doing my hair.
But I can see Steve J.
Yeah, I do it on my hair.
Your mustache is not showing there. We need to make sure we make people aware of the November. It's the month where we recognize men's health, which includes, most importantly, mental health in men. Growing up in Africa, I was always told men don't cry, and but now we're not saying men should start crying, but we are saying they should start voicing. They should start voicing. You wouldn't mind, yeah? Should start voicing a bit more. So please, I'm rambling so I can make sure that we are sounding good. We don't want to get to a position where we are not sounding good and people cannot hear us. So please let me know if you can. Just it won't take you long to comment on our Facebook page and say, yes, we can hear you, Tendai and Jabo and Steve J. Between the three of us, I'm sure we can have at least more than one person listening to us. Come on now, guys. Let's have you tested? Yeah. Yes, we're sounding good. Okay, so if that's the case, Jabo, tell us, introduce yourself. I know you've done this before several times in the past 2 years, but we want to know more about who is Jabo Butera and what do you do?
Oh, thank you very much for that
big question, isn't it?
That's a big question.
For a big man, anyway.
I think that's an interesting question, and a very valid question, because it's difficult to talk about other stuff if you don't know who you are yourself.
Yes.
So you start by there. So whenever people ask me who I am, I'm always looking at saying what are my values. I always express, first of all, my values. I'm a very passionate person, and I say I'm always looking at the positive and thinking big. Seeing the bigger picture and seeing that it's a great world we live in, we can have an impact on it. So I'm a passionate, driven entrepreneur, young man. Mainly is also the economical imbalance, this terminology used, poverty, which really hurts a lot. And I love the way in my culture, where there's this world we use agachiro. Those who don't know what it means, but the opposite of poverty is not wealth. The opposite of poverty is dignity.
Whoa.
So when you are poor, your dignity goes, and I'm always in the fight for everyone to keep their dignity.
Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that, Jabo. Since you've been hanging around me, Jabo, your English, your process of thinking is just hit another height that we cannot probably handle this afternoon. But thank you very much for your wonderful words, Stevie J. I come to you. Listen, people, some of them have recently started to hear about you. I've known you walking around. I've met you in church. We have not sit down and spoke. But, I think people need to know who is Stevie J. You're not hanging around with the big boys.
Dignity.
No. It's okay to keep this conversation a bit, lads. We have to also have not serious faces. Entrepreneurs are not serious people. Only serious when they're making their money. So we try to make the podcast or the show a bit interesting. But Stevie J, tell us who Stevie J and what is it that you should do?
So, again, like Jabo said about values, but for me, three things really. So I'm an author and a writer. I'm also a trained pharmacist, and I'm also a business strategist. So those are the three things. That's about the three strands of my life. Wow. Yeah, writing books and articles, and for prestigious articles, magazines, business strategies, writing, doing judging for awards, big awards in the UK, incubating companies, and then obviously trained as a pharmacist. But underlying all these themes, what I really love is people.
Yeah.
So I love to work around people.
Yeah.
I've been blessed with a lot of empathy.
Yes.
A lot of passion, and a lot of resilience. So these are the three things that really, really encapsulate my life. So resilience and integrity. So resilience, empathy, passion, and integrity are things that are really, really fire up my life.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I mean, I can't put it any better. Again, Stevie, it is well put together by yourself. Many people, like I said, in this city, where we are in Plymouth, I keep saying this city, probably you're listening to us in Gweru, in Zimbabwe or somewhere. We are in Plymouth. This is UK, Devon. And many people in this city, you have saved a lot in the community in terms of being a pharmacist, which is a job. But in the same time, you're also an entrepreneur, which is not linked together. So you are a 9-to-5 guy, but also an entrepreneur. Let's talk about the difficulties of balancing the two. And not only you are that, so you are a 9-to-5 guy, you're an entrepreneur, and you're also a father. Not only that, you are a husband, because these two things don't go together, father and husband. No. You have to deal with them separately. Telling us, how do you deal with it in terms of managing that? Because I think some people who are out there right now who are thinking of either getting into entrepreneurship, they look at all these things I've just mentioned, and then their heads goes, and then probably they don't start, or they don't get going. How can you advise, or how are you dealing with these things I just mentioned?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to talk about this tonight, because obviously this is Mental Health Month for men.
Yeah.
And a lot of men that are mental, a lot of men that I have spoken to go through these challenges. For me, balancing those three is tough, but I have to do it in a way where it means something to everybody. So, with let's start with my wife, for instance. Let's start with my wife. Okay, because she's the most important person in my life. So we have what you call the love languages. Okay, so to be able to balance something in life, you should be able to look at what is necessary for the person. What does the person value? Yeah, and then you can be able to give that thing to the person without destroying your own life.
Yes.
Okay. Many times we say, sorry, I've been distracted by the food. That's just come courtesy of our sponsors. Yes, yeah. So going ahead, yeah. So balancing for me has been tough, because you have to look at what is needed and try and provide it. As a husband, my wife values my time. Okay, so it is a matter of when I get from work, I need to block out some time for her and make sure that time is for her and nothing else. For my kids, what they need is my protection. I need to try and give them protection and be a good mentor for them. Okay, so I think it comes down to discipline. So for me personally, I have blocks of time. I'll block out my time. Okay, so I know that from 9 to 5, I'm doing my pharmacy job Monday to Thursday. On Friday, I'm doing my entrepreneurship and my writing stuff. Luckily, I have an office in Dubai, in Delhi. The times there are different, so they are 6 hours ahead of us. Okay, so I wake up really early in the morning, 3:30 I'm up. Okay, so between 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning, I can do all the work that I need to do with my partners in Dubai and India, because they are 7 hours ahead of me. Oh. You understand? So at 5 o'clock my time is 12 o'clock their time. So I can do all the calls, the Zoom calls, all the stuff I have to do them. I can do that.
Yeah.
And then I can do my writing again on a Friday in the evening. So I think it's being disciplined. The first thing I'll say. Second thing is looking at what people need and trying to provide for them. And the third thing as well is also making sure you look after yourself, so you don't crash. So these are the three things that I'll say. I'm sure Jabo has more to add.
Yes.
Sorry for the rumbling.
Yes, no. Thank you very much for that. It's very interesting that you actually, like you just mentioned there, it's very interesting that you actually have another section of business, which is international. Jabo, please, similar.
Yes, thank you.
You are in the same boat as you, Jabo.
We are. And I think this is the great place of this conversation. And I think people are watching this and saying, these guys, they talk about business, but suddenly talking about real life challenge.
Yes.
We're talking about how do you deal with living at home, as a husband, as a father, and then how does it match with business? But that's the reality. When you're in business, everything goes together. One does not replace the other. And I think that's why we're having this conversation. People are wondering, why are you talking about that? We're thinking you're going to give us about business tips. We start with home. We start with values. And remember, when you ask a question, how are you? By the way, we're going to have to come back to you as well, Tendai.
Yes.
You haven't told us who you are. Yes. You didn't ask us a question.
Yes.
Okay.
That question will come back to you as well. See, we need to look in the mirror as all of us.
Yes, exactly.
See, when you ask that question...
My mirror is broken.
He's a super glue. See, when that question comes, and you'll understand, and that's why I appreciate spending time with you guys here, because none of us came straight away saying I'm a CEO. I will have a business in Dubai and in Delhi. No, we did not say that. We talked about our values first. Because that's what it is. When you're an entrepreneur, what drives you forward is not the title. It's not what you have. It's not what you drive. It's not what you possess. And the titles. It's more, what is the value standing for and fighting for? And now we're talking about how do we balance that lifestyle.
Yes.
And you mentioned really good things. Time. All of us only have 24 hours. No one has more than that. That's we are equal. We're all equal. We all have 24 hours. The difference becomes when my 24 hours is generating more money than your 24 hours. See, we have that equality in times, but my time is generating more. But do I spend more time trying to generate income to balance with my lifestyle? That's when you have to have that balance.
Yes.
And always remembering who you are, not what you are. So how do we balance? I cannot say I've got the balance right. I'm still being inspired, like
Yes.
what my colleagues, a friend, are just saying, brother. When I get home, I block time with my wife. Sometimes I miss that. I don't do that. I'll come home. I still have because I remember I need to go home, and but although I'm home, I'm still in that mode of work,
Yes, yes.
work, because I did not finish this. I did not finish that. We need to know how to stop.
Yeah.
And balance it. So balance is very important. So let's not be driven by acquisition and everything going to be there. So you need to know how to balance, and we're all learning. I think my answer will be, it's a learning process. What you need, just go on it. You cannot be learning while standing on the side. Have you seen those people saying, yeah, it's good, you're going to have the 6 packs, but they never stepped in the gym. I cannot go to the gym because I cannot only lift 100 kilograms. No, start with 1 kg. Or stepping into the gym first. Don't expect the result without stepping in. So what you need is starting something and learn the discipline. Start a business and learn the discipline. And if you're in halfway, learn something, improve from colleagues and esteemed, valued friends like you.
Yeah.
My question is coming to you.
You have a
You're
question,
not
do
going
you?
to run away.
Okay.
So, who is Tendai?
This guy who's very, very passionate about football.
Yeah, I'm sure with you.
Tendai is a very big, you know what Tendai means in my language?
Go on, tell us.
Give thanks.
Okay.
So you need to give thanks that you are in my presence.
We just lost 2 followers.
Oh my days. You ask me who is Tendai, and I'm telling you exactly who is Tendai. So I'm starting with my name. Tendai is a Zimbabwean name. So those who are listening to us on our different platforms, Tendai simply means give thanks. So whenever you call my name, make sure you give thanks. And that's me.
Apart football.
Huh?
Apart football.
Oh, okay. Apart from football, okay. I'm an entrepreneur, self-proclaimed. I'm a self-proclaimed entrepreneur. I own a few acquisitions that are entitled business in the city of Plymouth. I co-own everything I own with my wife. So everything I speak to, I'm speaking on behalf of the co-directors, which is myself and my wife. So we are the owners of Indiana Healthcare Services, Cat Styles Barbers, P-Town Radio. We recently associated a CIC company that we're going to be talking about very soon about. It's a company it's called ANT, Housing Solutions. It's a CIC to make sure that we provide accommodation for people with health problems, so we can support them in these houses, what we call supported living. So that's up and coming acquisition to ourselves. Yeah, so if you've got like an 18-year-old to a 25-year-old out there that is looking for accommodation where they can get support as well in the same conversation, it could be transitioning from care. Some people coming out of care because care can only end around when you're an adult and don't even know what to do. We can help you with that as well. So that's me. The challenges that have come with that is, I wish I'd probably met you guys earlier because my marriage suffered whilst I was building. I'm now in a way of revitalizing my marriage because I've managed to now have time for it.
Good.
So if you are listening to me right now, sometimes one has to give. And unfortunately, in my situation, my marriage kind of gave that I didn't give much time to my wife as I could have. But thank God that we persisted, or I persisted, or she persisted with me, because I'm not a very easy person either to deal with. So, but now we are reaping the benefits. We've got time, which is important. So, yeah, you asked for it. There you have.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you gave out that, because you're going to stop someone. And friends are there to ask each other questions.
Yes.
And trying to get the beauty out. Because what you just said is amazing.
Yes.
Other people would have given up.
Yes.
So if you are persistent in business, you'll be persistent in your household. And if you're persistent in your household, you're going to be persistent in businesses.
Yes.
If you give up easily or get distracted easily, it's going to happen in everything else.
Yes.
So that discipline and that acknowledging, saying, this is I was and I am and I will be differently in the future. That's all it takes. And I think it's there. That's what it is. And if someone is listening, and whoever is watching, that's what they should take home. You're not a permanent person all the time the same. We are evolving. And business is the same.
Yes.
The economy changes. And if you don't know how to navigate and swim through, you're not going to be able to navigate anything else.
100%. And yeah, I appreciate you, Tendai, for your vulnerability, because if you read my book, I've been through the same situation. When I was building my business, that eventually went bankrupt. My marriage suffered.
Yes.
You know, and my mental health also suffered really badly, and I also felt ill. So balancing entrepreneurship and life is tough.
It's tough. Yes.
Tough. And I think for which voice we said, Jabo, about the values. If you have the values there somewhere, they are as a compass. You don't always follow them, but they are there. Yes, you go back to them when times are hard. And I think in Tendai, that's what you've done really well. Even though when you were struggling building IHS and all this stuff you were doing, your marriage was struggling. Inside you knew that a marriage is important.
Yes.
You knew that being a father is important. Being a husband is important. So when things were tough, your wife knew that Tendai, this is the real Tendai. So she didn't give up.
Yes.
Thank God she didn't give up.
Yes.
Because I saw her last time, she looked beautiful with her lovely haircuts.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, if I had missed her, that would be a big miss. You know?
I know. Yes. So that's the beauty of life. And listen, if you are just joining us and you wonder what these 3 people are yapping about, we're talking about being an entrepreneur and things that comes with it. We can talk about cash flows, money, profit, and all that, but that's an aftermath, of hard work that is beneath that. You can talk about progression, having another business, whilst the other one is already been built. But there's so many things that kind of suffers in that. The balance between the business itself, the growth, and the kids, the wife. That's what we're talking about right here, P-Town Radio, on this business talk. Tendai, Madume, Jabo, Butera, and Stevia J. If you have anything that you want to add, comment. Please don't forget we are live on different platforms. Just comment and tell us how you probably managed to do it, or how you're doing it, or how you overcome it, so we can share ideas. We're not sitting here thinking we are expert, or only our business is done better, or one or the other. No, we're just saying, please don't forget to just communicate, share with us. Your stories as well, Jabo. Let's move on. I mean, yes, we've talked about the difficulties. What's the beauty? What's the beauty of my cameras are now playing up. Whoa!
They're gonna come back on.
Yeah. What's the beauty of being an entrepreneur?
Thank you for that question, and the way you formulate it is the excitement. What is the beauty? What's the excitement? What is that make you waking up every morning, even though you might not even have slept? So is that opportunity or that conscious decision of choosing where to look or what to focus on. It's hard, but that's not the end. And it's only if everything was easier, then there wouldn't be passion behind it. So, knowing I need to feel that pain to gain. They always say, most people say, no pain, no gain. They don't understand what it is. Yeah. They just want the gain, but not the pain. But if you are knowing, no pain, no gain, so when you're going through pain, you are celebrating because you know the gains are coming. And you cannot get to the gains without the pain. And how do you wear? So the beauty of it is that you've created this resilience or learning mechanism that you allow. We'll talk about how you learn in the future maybe, but that will allow you to navigate. We're talking about navigating, swimming through it. It's the same thing with the marriage. If it was easy, everyone would have done it easily and you would not be enjoying it. But only because you go through that together, then you start seeing the fruit. Then you appreciate it more. You value it more. So the pain is very important. It's needed. It wakes you up. It reminds you who you are. He humbles you. Because if you don't get humbled, my friend, your trajectory is going to go totally opposite. And before you realize, you don't have family.
Absolutely.
Before you realize, you don't have business anymore. And before you realize, you don't even have a community. I think that's the other thing to add on. We were talking about the close circle, which is your wife, your children, or your husband and children. But bigger, you have the society, the community. And if that circle one is not looked after, I don't think how you're going to look after the bigger one.
Yes.
And how, if you cannot look after that small one, I don't see how the bank is going to trust you.
Yeah.
I don't see how.
Yeah.
It's all connected. So the beauty of it is knowing I can make the difference. I am making a difference, and tomorrow is going to be better.
Yes.
Let's try again. And this pain, I'm celebrating it.
Yes, definitely. Stevia J, what's exciting being an entrepreneur?
I think for me it's three things really. The first thing is that it makes me express who I really am. You know, three things. So I talk about person, purpose, and passion.
Okay.
So purpose is that as an entrepreneur, I'm able to express what is it that moves me. Like you think about waking up in the morning. Okay. I'm moved to wake up in the morning because I love to write. I'm moved because I like to look at businesses and help them to succeed. I'm moved because I like to judge businesses and help them to win awards. That's the passion that I have in the morning. It agrees with my purpose because I love people. I love to see people succeed. I love to push people, celebrate people. And my passion is the same thing. So when me as a person and my purpose and my passion align, then I'm my true self. And for me, I can only express that truly through entrepreneurship. Because I get to choose who am I, what I want to do, and what I want to leave for the world. The fourth thing is the legacy. As an entrepreneur, I can choose what legacy I want to leave. If I'm working in 9 to 5, sometimes the legacy is not down to you. If you are working in a company, I work in a company is good. I'm not saying that everybody should leave their company and go and do an entrepreneur. No, not at all. But if you're working in a company, then your legacy is tied to the company. Yeah. But if you are starting your own business, you're doing your own thing. Then your legacy is you have the bigger chance, the option to choose the legacy that you want because you are the one driving the business.
Yes.
So that's how I would say it. I don't know whether that makes sense.
Always, Stevie.
He's got a way of putting it and it makes sense. That's why he's an author.
Yes, you see.
He works with laws and puts it one by one.
Yeah. I know.
And that's why it's always good to collaborate. And I think it's great. Also, we touch on this about the people you hang around with. That collaboration, that being together, that society, because we're talking about business. It cannot be an individual. It's a small thing. If you want to grow it, you have to be more. And then we're talking about this spending time together.
Yes.
Yeah. People you hang around with. You just say.
Let's pick it up.
Yeah, let's get it.
Technical.
Technical.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I like that. You see a brother's keeper.
Yes. That's another big word. A brother's
keeper.
This is amazing.
Yes.
Can we climb that society and bring it to that level of a brother's keeper? Because that's the society, that's business. And if I am an entrepreneur, that's the excitement I share with you. And that makes me excited and passionate about it.
Yes. I was just laughing because my other half just texted. But she's listening to my story. She said, if you had lied, I would have catch you back home. So I just found that a bit funny. But we've done almost now, Jabo, because sometimes I think we've done these videos and I think it's important that we stick to the time. Not only that, but we stick to our points. Yes, we stick to the time and also stick to our points because we want people to be able to collect our data or information and use it. So I think we punched today talking about just being an entrepreneur, the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. We even get to a point that I also said my ugly, which I can talk about now.
Yeah,
because this is
What about this?
yeah. So
you can write about it.
Yes.
yeah, or you can write about it if you want. Oh yeah. Yes. So I think it's really important that we encourage people. I'm going to say my last bit. It is important for you to get encouraged or to encourage people out there who are thinking of being in business, or you are already in business. Tough times will come. The question is, the weather changes. It's a season. Make sure you've got an umbrella when the rain is coming, and also you've got or raincoat maybe, and an umbrella when the sun is on. So you're gonna face these challenges. You're going to be part of the challenges. Become the solution, not the problem to the challenges. Because if you stay in the problems, you're always going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Make sure you are the solution to the problems, because the problems are going to be thrown at you. Your job is to make solutions. To pass that. And one thing I realize as well in terms of entrepreneurship is consistency. People are not being consistently doing things.
Yeah.
We are thinking things just wake up and they happen. It takes years. I keep referencing Elon Musk now, who's becoming the biggest dog. We didn't hear him 10 years ago.
No.
But he was busy building. That's when he started to do whatever he was doing. So now 10 years later, he's now the big guy.
The whole government changed for him.
They're all doing. They
created the ministry for him.
Trump is now saying, Elon Musk, can the Russians do this? No, they can't think like me. Okay, you are now the head of so, but where he came from to be where he is, I'm using him as an example because he's a current guy everyone is talking about. We are on Twitter now. We are all doing these cars, whatever, electrical cars, what they call Teslas. Now he's talking about he's changing Africa in terms of the Wi-Fi. That Starlink thing, that idea of using satellite as Wi-Fi. All these things he's doing. They didn't start now. They start way back, but he consistently doing. And it's even easy for him now to open other entities because of that consistency. So my message to people who are thinking or are in business right now is Shingirira. Hang on there.
Yeah.
It will come.
Yeah.
The moment you mainly when you're about to drop it, that's when it's actually about to get better.
Exactly.
Jabo Butera, tell us how people should move on from this conversation, how can they take? What should they take from this conversation from your perspective to encourage and to people who are there?
Thank you for that, and thank you for that advice. I think you touched on the speaking in proverb, using our own languages. These are the resources we have. Be you. And I think, just to make quick revisit, we did this conversation because in the future we're going to be talking about cash flow. We're going to talking about investment. We're going to talk about banking. We're going to talk about finances. We're going to talk about projects. We're going to be using all these big words. I think today we're trying to lay the foundation, saying we are not speaking from planet Mars. We are real and walk the walk. Tomorrow we're still in, we're not out, we're still in, and tomorrow we're going to be going the next step. And always saying, come with us. So when you hear us talking about all this terminology in the future, please refer to here where we started, so that you know who we are and how it's kind of like justify where we're giving this advice. So yeah, I think that's where we come from. What I'm give as a advice, for me, it's most of the time, which is works for most of the things we do. It's the people you hang around with. You talk about Elon Musk, you want to be like Elon Musk, spend time with him.
Yes.
If you cannot reach to Elon Musk, who's next? Who's next? Who do you spend time with, even in business wise? Who do you collaborate with? We have Jabo standing there. Can I have the book, Steve J? Now, you have two brands working side by side. We all at the early stage.
Yeah.
But give it 5 years ago, 5 years later, it's going to be another story.
It won't be a goal.
But it started with that. So who are you hanging around with?
Yes.
So which is the same
It's a very
in
good
business, in life, in marriage,
Yeah.
in anything.
Yeah.
Check your surrounding.
What's your supporting system? Yes.
Yeah, check your surrounding.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's Jabo Butera there telling us, please check your surroundings. Who are you hanging around with? Are you gaining from that surroundings? If you're not gaining, move. Come on this table, P-Town Radio. We're here for you. Stephen Ajay.
Yes, thank you.
I'm looking forward to this from an author perspective. Me and Jabo can ramble here all we like.
So for me, I want to talk about one concept, okay, which I think, in my experience with African entrepreneurs, which obviously this radio station is serving primarily, not Africans, but the minority, the big minority, is the concept of what I call personal capacity. Okay. Now, the more you become successful, okay, the more bigger you have to come. I'll give an example of this. Okay. So one day I was watching the news. Okay, and this story, it's a true story. There was a big flood and a big war in the country, only in the country, and a lot of refugees were displaced. Yeah. And they, okay, thank you. Yeah. So a lot of refugees were displaced, and they had to have big camps. Okay. There was an NGO that was serving food, soup, to these refugees. The NGO said, we won't supply you with any containers. We have soup and bread, but you have to bring your own container. Okay. So there was a long queue of people coming for their soup.
Yeah.
The first person came with a small container. That's all he had.
Yeah.
They poured the soup in it.
Yeah.
Soup was full. The next person came, had a big container. They poured the soup in it. So it was full. The third person came, big container, but there were holes in the container.
Oh.
As they were pouring the soup in it,
going.
the soup was coming out. You can take that into business. Everybody has a personal capacity.
Yes.
Okay. Some people can take a lot of capacity. Some people can take only a small and they crack. Some people have a big capacity, but they have holes in that thing. As being entrepreneurs, we don't spend time building our capacity. So when the success comes, it's too much for us, and we get overwhelmed. Or we have bad habits.
That's correct.
See, the bad habits are like holes in your cup. Okay. So we need to spend time, like you said, with people. Yeah. Big people around you will stretch your capacity. Every time I spend time with Tendai and Jabo and Ian and other guys, I feel stretched because they ask me serious questions. I think, we'll have to look at that. That increases my capacity.
That's correct.
I try to read more books. That increases my capacity. I try to be uncomfortable, put myself in situations where I'm afraid. That will stretch your capacity. I try to have coaches, informal and formal, that stretches your capacity. All these things are things that we don't do as entrepreneurs. especially in the BIM capacity. So we're able to expand to your points. You have a small shop here, small shop there. But when you ask an entrepreneur, a black entrepreneur or an Asian entrepreneur, or can you build a multi-million-dollar business? They can't, because the capacity is not stretched to that point. So my advice to all of us here, entrepreneurs who are listening to this program, is we need to concentrate on building our capacity, because you said it beautifully, Tendai, that it's solving a problem. Entrepreneurs are here to solve problems. You make money by solving a problem.
Be a solution, yes.
Yes, by having a solution, yes. But if you don't have the capacity to solve the solution, have the solution, then you cannot solve it. You cannot have it. If somebody is hungry, you can have a small shop and feed 10 people. But there are 1,000 people hungry, 5,000, 1 million people. Your one small shop is not going to feed the 1,000 people that are hungry.
That's correct.
Your small mom and pop shop, your small shop that serves African food, have a small shop, it's not going to feed the 10,000, 20,000 Africans in Plymouth or beyond. You have to think big. But thinking big comes with challenges.
Yes.
And the challenges comes with increasing your capacity.
That's correct.
So
Wow.
that's what I'll say.
Listen, like I said, who you hang around with is the question. Every time I sit on this table, I learn. Jabo, I'm going to ask you to come back here, because Steve have said things. I know you are not short of words. I cannot let this podcast go without you saying something. Just finish off by what Steve just said there. Capacity. Is very, very correct, because we are busy opening small businesses, which in 5 years' time they remain small. The idea of having a business, it needs to start small and then gradually go up. I'll let you comment on it.
So yeah, the three things: what you read. So the three things I was saying: what you read, what you listen to, and who you're hanging around with. Check those. And again, instead of going the other way around, spending time with people you hang around, reading. This is something we've been missing in our community. And there's they keep saying, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. Do you think it came just like that? Because we don't have that habit.
Yes.
And you're not going to go far if you don't what? Read. Today you have Kindles, you have everything. You are in your car most of the time. Instead of listening to Dombolo, please, listen to Elon Musk. Listen to our friend, the Diary was CEO, Stephen Buckley.
Or Clive Masio.
Oh, yes, Strive Masio. Yeah, you see, he's listening. See, spend time with Strive Masio. Learn, equip, mend those holes.
Yeah.
So, it's not too late.
Yes.
But it's getting late.
It's getting late. Thank you very much, Butera, Tendai, Madume, and Stevia. It's been a wonderful show, as usual. I cannot thank you guys enough for coming here and share. I'll see you guys again next time, same time of 1 p.m. UK time. We'll try to make it Central time, So that's why we are doing it now at 1 p.m. so that we get more listeners and more followers in terms of this particular podcast or radio show. But we are back here again next week. It's an hour of 1 p.m. UK time on a Friday. Jabo just said it. It's getting late. It's not too late, but it's getting late. I'll see you guys next week. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
Yes.
Bye-bye. Yes, Tendai.